This is the If More Let's Divide podcast.
Charlie, guys, what they happen? The recap for season 4 is upon us. And this is the only time that you have two human beings on your screens because, Charlie, Frederick and myself, we are about to, just shout you out and maybe talk about a few things here and there. Then we just scroll through how season 4 went for us, our experiences, the guests, and the conversations that we had. Fred, what happened?
What's good, my people?
Charlie.
What's good, fans? What's good, brother?
First and foremost, we want to talk about ourberry.com.
Yep.
You have been hearing about it in the last 3 episodes, and Charlie, this is and I'm still talking about it because of how easy it is. I have used it. Very, very easy, very, very, very straightforward. You just go to ourberryhealth.com and speak to a doctor. It's so easy.
Yeah.
No need to journey to the clinic, to the hospital. And there are some things that people are shy to talk about, when they have a human being standing right in front of them. One is stuff related to sex.
Yes.
Venereal diseases, there are times back in the day when I was even going to buy protection to have sex, I would find someone to send.
Yeah. It's still uncomfortable. I mean, you go there, you pick up from the aisle.
But do you still buy condoms?
Well, I haven't bought one because my hand doesn't need a condom.
Yeah, Charlie, but ourberryhealth.com, like dermatology, sexual health, hair loss, mental health, because Charlie, of late, how the economy is, Charlie, people are going through a whole lot.
Yeah.
If you want to talk to a professional who is going to help diagnose what you are going through, you just have to speak to someone. And if you have to buy medication, they deliver nationwide. How easy is that, Fred?
That's really dope. And guys, I mean, I think just not to beat a dead horse, but I think what Mutombo is also trying to say with this is that healthcare is so vital to our everyday life. Health is wealth. And if the means of it has been made easy at your fingertips, where you can just communicate with a professional over the internet, it gives some privacy. You can relax and do it at your own time and pace. And it saves you money.
Yeah.
You don't have to take transportation.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about standing in line, going to get a hospital card, all the wahala, Charlie. Check them out. And
ourberryhealth.com, Charlie. Yeah. And thank us later. Charlie, Fred, what's happening? What's going on your side of town?
Bro, I think this season, I've been going through a season. I've been going through it, different things. But, all grace to God, universe got my back. I'm always coming out ahead of it. But yeah, Charlie, I mean, life has been lifing. Life has been lifing. How about you?
Charlie, I mean, my dry season, dry season, what I mean by dry season is, okay, so, wait, before I talk about my dry, I am inspired now. I started putting out, spoken word,
Yes, sir. Big up for that,
again.
Man. Bro, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, I'm going to drop one very soon. I think next 2 weeks, it should be out. I'm dropping it frequently, maybe once or twice every month.
More fire.
Just to ginger myself up for my next spoken word project.
You need to be. Bro.
Yeah, so on that side, dry season. When I say dry season, what I mean is the money isn't coming in, Charlie.
Bro.
And it's not just my song. Everybody is singing the same song.
Of course.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's tough terrain.
Back in the day or a few months ago or last year, the youth went on the streets and nothing changed.
Nothing's going to change.
Yeah, nothing's going to change. But look at what's going on in Kenya.
Yeah, but we don't have
crazy. But are we all not Africans? Like, why are we wired so differently?
I think the conditions here we've talked about this a few times, but I really feel like there are people like you and the crowd that has been constantly going on the protests are the same group of people. But I think the general Ghanaian culture is they are waiting their turn to steal and loot as well.
Yeah.
So that's not driving them, and somehow they believe it will be their turn. So they are not motivated because the conditions are hard. I mean, we've gone from a span of 7 months, the value of the cedi basically tanking by more than 50%. And when you go into town, people are hiking prices up. The market people are criminals. The government is not doing anything to stop the criminality. They are not keeping the money stable. Charlie, the town hot.
Charlie.
We they pull from everywhere. Some of us, I mean, you know, I don't want to be that kind of guy where it's been dry, but I've been blessed in ways that jobs have come my way, and I've had to do them, and I've earned from it, and I'm thankful for that because I have people who work for me who are also very much dependent on it. So
Yeah.
but I feel the pain. I feel everybody's pain. I feel the pressure in the system, Charlie. It'd be crazy.
And we are in an election year. Do you think things are going to be better?
I think the table has been set. You see, right now, when you have a captive audience, which, you know, I don't have to explain that, no one has to do anything different. If you only have Rambo and Commando, and you can only alternate between the two movies, there's no TV channel to change to, or the TV channel, if you tend to, they show you plain screen. You keep alternating between the two, and soon enough, the two of them will know, okay, it's your season now, chop. And then let me also come and chop for my season. So all the noise, all the dede, all the wahala is just propaganda for them to change hands and then come and chop more money. So if we're really serious, before wake up.
Charlie.
Bro, nothing could change.
Yeah,
nothing could change.
Charlie, me, I like we've said. You mentioned it. Yeah, we've spoken about, you know, similar things on the podcast, especially in season 4. What I really hope now is for the majority to be aware of what's going on.
Yep.
Because apparently in Kenya it's the Gen Zs, quote unquote, that are on the streets, you know, and
they have to be.
And people are being shot and killed.
That's crazy. Which is unfortunate. We don't want anybody to die to be a martyr, but sometimes it becomes necessary.
Yeah. Someone has to go down for things to happen, you know. It can go all the way back to the slave trade.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
So someone has to go down. Like the 3 corporativo, Major Odate, you know, they laid their lives down for us to, you know, be able to live. So someone has to go when these things happen. But who is ready to go in Ghana? Like, do we have people who are ready to sacrifice their Charlie, me, I'm going and I'm going to do this for my people, for my family, for Ghana, for the next generation? Do we have people like that?
So, I mean, you probably know that better than I would, but I will say to what you're saying now, I think the culture is such that, Charlie, you know, you can go and get something small to calm the hunger, and then we will pass through with laughter and all of that. And I know Mutombo always say, me and Papa Jerry get problem, but I really think that era where people were beaten and shot did something to the psyche of the country, where everyone is somewhat afraid, like, what should I go and die for? Why should I die for this thing? Because through that era, we can say Ghana has become worse. You know, the corruption, the political grab, like, you know, we have a situation where, look, bro, politicians who are in power are buying things that if they were business people will question them. How did you come up with the money? But we are sitting on radio and having this discussion as if it's something of merit. What business did they do in their lives before they got into political power that allows them to be in positions where they are now making astronomical purchases? But the whole country is chatting about it. And you know what? On top of it, I want to say, not to go on a soapbox, but I keep saying this. The media in this country, which is supposed to be the fourth estate.
Charlie.
They be part of the problem self pass.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
You know,
they are just giving lip service to these guys. They organize, let's boost the rates, let's Ghanaians get back. They are passing backdoor and taking some of that same corruption money. So we offer open one eye. Look, if you want to be real and if you want to really talk about things, then I think the youth and some of us, I still consider myself part of the youth, but we have to come together and have better discussions. Yeah. What do you feel?
I mean, you have said it all. The media, number one. They are number one on my list. I blame them. They actually, and apparently, most of these media houses are owned by,
of course,
some of these people.
Before they even give a license to you, it's going through so much scrutiny. And if they know you're not leaning a certain political direction, they won't give you the license to operate.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, they're playing games with our minds, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We need to blow up the system by giving a random person a shot.
Yeah.
Somebody who's going to put these people on their backs for 4 years, maybe they struggle small, and the new person will not have enough time. I'm a plain speaker, so maybe don't take offense. The new person will not have enough expertise and time to know how to steal the money. And maybe they will have some motivation to do something unique because they have never been in that position. But say the situation we are in now, you guys are just oscillating between.
Forget about it.
Yeah, forget
Charlie,
about it.
so what are you on?
Right now,
it can be anything.
Yeah. Chai Tumbo. To be honest with you, you know, because outside of podcast, we are connected. But I started this project in August, and I was telling everybody I'll be done by October. I'll be in there by
last August.
Yeah.
Wow.
Late August, though. So let's say September.
Yeah.
But I was telling everybody I'll be done. Oh, I'll be done. But it was a consequence of, we've spoken about this a little bit, consequence of me moving to Ghana, deciding that I wanted to stay home, save money, build a business, yada yada. As a grown man, I had to move in with my folks, and it didn't feel very pleasant for the longest time. But Charlie, bro, what I'm on now is I'm so proud of the journey that I took 7 years ago to move to Ghana when my dad passed on, and everything that has happened since. This little family of ours is a big part of my life, and I'm very committed to it. But also the steps in even just building a small business where I have employees that I'm very committed to making sure that I put bread on their tables is fulfilling, and that's what I'm on. I'm so locked in to this singular focus that I'm doing everything within my power to just thrive in that space and just love the people I love more and then try to be as useful to my community as much as I can be. So that's what I'm on, bro.
Yeah.
How about you?
What am I on? So Charlie, so my last uncle on my mom's side died died like 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Okay.
My very last uncle, my mom had, 4 siblings. They are all dead.
Wow.
My uncle was the last. And his death made me got closer to that side of the family, to my grandfather's side of the family. They are based in Nsawam. I'm from Ibri, and I'm also from Nsawam. Yes. My grandmother Ibri, my grandfather Nsawam. Apparently, my grandfather is also from Ibri, to a certain degree, because Ibri and Nsawam, it's close by and they share, so many things. So my uncle's death got me closer to family. I was introduced to people, many I knew of, and there are some that I didn't know of until my uncle passed. My uncle passed. I played a major role in the funeral, and so because of that, people who I met thought that I am rich, but I'm not rich.
But it is so soon.
Yeah, one of those people was this man who is it my cousin or my uncle? His mother and my grandfather were siblings.
Okay.
Yeah, his mother and my grandfather
We're siblings.
were siblings. So my cousin, right?
Yeah. And your grandfather?
Yeah,
That means he's your uncle.
my uncle.
Yeah.
But they say he's my cousin.
So maybe he's a child of his mother's daughter is
Maybe,
like,
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. And this man, the chief of Fotobi, like I'm not going to, Nana Osai, whatever. I mean, we're cool. The first, month that I met him, he made me go and, he made me accompany him to this funeral somewhere in some village somewhere. Call me, do this, call me, do that. Then he calls me one day to talk about land. Oh, if I want land, I'm like, okay, cool. When I get some small money, I'll come. So one day I was there and he called me. Oh, Charlie, his folks, like they have this land very cheap, so I should come. So we go and check. Catch his chase, went to check. I was interested, paid the money. I think I was traveling then. He ordered me to pay them some of the money before I go. Note, this was before the search and everything had come.
Yeah.
And that is in the way. But, my cousin, so I trusted him. I'm like, I even told him, actually, this isn't how. He's like, no, don't worry. He's a chief here, so pay them some. Came back. The search was ready. The name there was Daniel Safo. I was like, who is Daniel Safo? We all met. The guys and my uncle and my cousin, we all met. Who is Daniel Safo? Oh, Daniel Safo is their older, brother. Once we are done, he's there. He will sign. Made the second installment, for the paperwork and all that. Now the final day that I was going to pay them the last installment and we sign and everything. I was leaving home and I called them that I'm on my way. So they should ensure that Daniel Safo is ready. And, with his Ghana card and everything. So we do this. And I got to Fotobi, paid them the last installment. And guess what? Daniel Safo is dead. Yes. Daniel Safo they are not related to Daniel Safo.
Wow.
And you, my cousin, the chief of Fotobi, when the search documents came, I asked you, who is Daniel Safo? Oh, Daniel Safo is their they will sign. And note, I have recordings of every single meeting that we had. Daniel Safo is dead. And right there and then, I call my cousin, who wasn't present when I was going to do the last payment. Call him, I'm like, these guys are telling me that Daniel Safo is dead. Oh, don't worry, I am the chief. So they will do something called a sign. Or whatever, I don't know whatever they'll do something called a sign. I'm like, what this means is that my name will never be on any document. So that means one day, knock on wood, when I'm no longer here, any Tom, Dick, and Harry can come and claim the land because that land, that documents don't have my name. But he's the chief here. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. So I go see my other uncle in Nsawam, and I mentioned Daniel Safo, and apparently Daniel Safo was a well-known, he was into farming. His other name was Combined Farms. And these guys, apparently Daniel Safo went to buy their lands, and Daniel Safo passed, and now they are selling back those lands to different people. And my cousin, the chief of Fotobi, led me into this. So for the past year and a half, I've been going back and forth with them. The police had to come in, and just today, I went to the Nsawam police station, and they are like, they are going to give me some different lands. And that's just the summary of the story. They gave me another land, and that land wasn't for them. They called someone in later, Pajo, who also passed, to give me 2 plots of his land, and they'll give him, and I started paperwork again with Pajo, and Pajo at the final stage said, no, he won't do it again. So I've lost so much money.
And time.
Just because of family. And this is me trying to get close to family. So at the end of the day, like, is it really necessary getting close to family?
Charlie, bro.
It is appalling. Like, and especially this coming from someone I am related to.
And also is in a position of authority and power. That's supposed to look out for your best interest. You know,
Sad.
Charlie, bro, that's what we're talking about.
Sad.
This is horrible.
Like, we do this to our own people. And I haven't done any wrong to this man.
Doesn't know you from childhood.
Didn't know me from anywhere.
This kid doesn't respect, or this kid, nah. Just
nowhere. I met
look
him
at everybody
literally
as
4 years ago or so. 4 years ago.
wow.
And you do this. So yeah, I told him somewhere beginning of this year that he shouldn't think that I am going to let this go. If I'm supposed to spend double that money to get my money back, I'm going to do it. And he should tell those people. Note, those people came, one of them told me that my cousin orchestrated all of this.
Yeah. I knew it. I mean, that's how it
He
goes,
orchestrated
Charlie.
all of this. All of this. Oh, my cousin, he's very strict. If you tell him that Daniel Sasafo is dead, he wouldn't do it. So let's hold on. Let's keep quiet. When he pays and the signing, it's time to sign.
That's even criminal. That's fraudulent.
Criminal.
Yeah,
that is so criminal.
Yeah, that's defrauding somebody. Holding back that kind of information.
So criminal.
Yeah.
Like a whole chief.
Yeah.
A whole chief of Fotobi.
Yeah.
Fotobi is a small town between Ebri and in Sound.
They for come out the slippers for in leg under.
So sad.
They for discipline them.
So if you ask me what I'm on now, that is what I'm on now.
Yo, bro.
Like,
I feel you 100%. That kind of thing is just terrible experience for people to go through.
Yeah.
And for family to do that to you. I went through a bit of my own family crisis alongside you. I think I told you some of it I didn't, but I was trying to bring some business to my people.
Yeah.
And I had to learn quickly that sometimes, people are so, like this your uncle thing that you're talking about.
Yeah.
If the tables were flipped, and let's say your Mercedes, you wanted to sell to him. He saw it and wants to buy it. And you say, wafa, or cousin, it be me, just bring the money, come.
Yeah.
He never could do. You know why? Because he knows what he's capable of.
Yeah.
But you trusted him because you're like, why my cousin good?
Yeah.
So usually in Ghana, if you're a good person, you get burned. And you just have to, tighten your circle a little bit more and be more vigilant about it.
Charlie, one flaw that I have is I trust people so easily. And the last major thing that happened, I told myself that I'm never ever going to fall into that trap again. But when something is in your DNA, it's hard to. Yeah, it is who I am, and I will give all my trust to someone. Now I'm very, very. I don't
Cautious,
just go
right.
in, head first. I study, but I still trust people. I still believe in people, and I did this with this man, and look at the shit that I've been. The number of trips that I've made
useless
to the Eastern
up and down.
region.
Nobody's going
Useless.
to refund you for your
Useless.
time, your fuel. And he's also, as if you call him chief, like he's taking food from your children's mouth. Hard worked for.
Yeah.
That you're trying to build some legacy for yourself, for your kids to also have some ties to the place that you are from. The spoil right now, you probably wouldn't even feel like buying anything over there unless they do this one
and I
legit.
get opportunities like volunteers and all that.
Yeah.
I should be taking people to Fotobi.
Yeah.
But I won't.
Yeah.
Just because of this.
Guys, and if you are wondering what this has to do with If More Less Divide, what we're just basically trying, the frustrations of this town, and when legitimate people are trying to do just simple business of the day, something that should have been straightforward, is made so cumbersome that it affects your life so intrinsically that we have to look at ourselves as people in the mirror, and figure out where the changes will come from. Because Charlie, people like Mutombo getting burned, I myself, I've been burned a few times. I just feel like, Charlie, it be we now be the problem.
Yeah,
and especially these chiefs, they have to put them in check. Me, it used to be that it was an honorable position.
Yeah.
And you will swear oaths that would demand that you don't defraud your own people.
Yeah.
But right now, they don't believe in anything, Charlie. Today, Massa, you already know who I'm talking about. has switched to the most prolific Christian we know, speaking in tongues in churches. Meanwhile, we knew him to be of a different religious leaning. But now, sake of political power, they are just, nobody respects anything. There's no standard or authority where, either you respect the gods, you respect the earth, or you respect your faith, Christianity. None of Islam, none, they take do presentation,
Charlie,
man. They don't care.
sad. Charlie, make we forget them and go on. Charlie, Chai, cut to the chase. Chai, season 4 started on the 21st of March.
Wow.
With Papi Kojo. Charlie,
Wow.
shouts to that
Wow.
guy. He
Wow.
came through for us,
Very interesting guy.
Very interesting guy. The topics that we...
You know who I connect him to in terms of
Who?
disposition on the podcast when we were interviewing them? Fafa. I feel like his question answering was because I like it.
Yeah.
that
Charlie.
kind of vibe.
I mean, we spoke about everything, guys. If you haven't checked that out, go to our pages and just Papi Kojo. You can't repent from being gay.
Yeah.
On the
He made
21st
some
of March.
salient points.
Yeah, very, very dope episode. Shouts to Papi Kojo. You guys should check him out. His music is dope. The next week we had Pure Akan, another amazing episode, Charlie.
Yeah, dope dude.
Yeah, came through with a deepness.
Yeah.
What one thing do you remember about that episode?
I remember him talking about going to the village to visit his grandparents a lot, and how that shaped his language and how his connection to the people. But overall, he was just a dope guy, very solid head on his shoulders.
Yeah, I do remember how he said he wanted to one day, go to schools to teach, and all that. And he even turned down, I think, $1 million, dollar, and there was something else. I gave him.
And sometimes he goes back to Abekan to show love to the boys.
Yeah, Charlie. Shouts to Pure Akan. The third episode was with Esther Ama. We treat women like emotional currency. Shouts to Esther Ama. She gave us her book. She gave us her book. I also enjoyed that episode. I shared, a post that I made on.
That was a powerful episode.
Yeah.
More so for you, for me,
Yeah.
to see you express that in that light. But she was, you know what I learned from her?
No.
And I think I learned this from Yabatu. I'm becoming more myself as I interact with strong women personalities, because when we go away from the set, I always play things back in my mind, and I'm trying to refine my way of interacting without being combative.
Yeah.
That I sincerely believe that disagreement does not mean disrespect. And so I'm always trying to fine-tune how I can ask the important questions that plague us, especially sitting in the shoes of a man.
Yeah.
And the way the world wants to present certain things, I want to be able to disagree without condoning any terrible behaviors or any abusive or violent behaviors, but to have that honest interaction. I think those strong women personalities help me hone my thought process a little bit better. So that's what I enjoyed.
Yeah, Esther's episode was very calm, but it was also deep. Then we had Walasi to come through.
Oh, yeah.
Waska. Shouts to Walasi.
Shout out Smooth.
I also enjoyed his episode. Walasi's episode reminds me of Ayat.
Yeah.
Right?
They're very some vibe about them.
Yeah. Walasi's episode.
Unique sense of style too.
Yeah. Very, very unique sense of style. Then we had Josephine T.
What up?
So Joseph is the host of Sincerely Accra. And he came on our podcast. We had fun. It was dope. We had fun. An amazing episode. If you haven't checked that out, I think that was season 5.
Check it out.
You should. Josephine T proves that he's not soft. Really, really, he isn't soft too, and you can tell from the episode that we had with him. And the dope thing is we have also been on his podcast. I think it's not out yet. A few weeks ago we went on his podcast, and it was a blast. It was different. It was funny.
You know what I loved about Joseph also? We've talked about it personally, but I also want to say that I loved the way when he came on set, the elephant in the room, he killed it right away by saying the effeminate thing and went into talking about it and was very open. I very much respected and appreciated about him. So shout out to Joseph.
Shouts to Kukwa Manfo too. Who
Oh,
came
my
through
favorite for the whole season, for sure.
Kukwa Manfo is an amazing architect and she's doing dope stuff around architecture in Ghana and elsewhere. She's actually a lecturer in the States now.
Wow.
You know, shouts to
Kukwa,
Kukwa.
I think I took your number, but if I didn't, please, I tried to reach out to you on YouTube or something.
Yeah.
Holla at your boy.
Yeah, Chai Kukwa shouts. That's my girl for real.
That's one episode that I wish we can have her again because I feel like she has more to say.
Helen.
Woo!
Even on live TV, sometimes I want to vomit.
What up, Helen?
Yeah, Helen, what's up? You came through with the steez, came through with the...
She's fun.
Yeah, you came through with realness. You were fun. We enjoyed that episode.
And articulate,
Helen
eloquent.
Bro.
Chai just on point.
Yeah,
just
Helen
on point.
Helen went in.
Very lucid.
Yeah, very. Shouts to Helen. Maybe one day you have us on your TV3 show to Wayase.
Yeah, Helen. Don't do like you know here.
Yeah.
Or we go tackle you for the DMs inside.
Afi and Zoo, we cannot date. It wouldn't work.
I love it.
These are hosts of Stay by Plan podcast, another dope podcast in Ghana. You have to check them out. And right after we went on their podcast, and that is out. That was a fun episode,
Very
Charlie.
fun. I think we keep getting responses from that because I think people saw us both in different.
different.
People run up on me and ask me, "Can you really kill snakes with your hands?" That kind of thing.
Charlie.
I really
it's all true, man. I mean, I'm a hard guy.
Yeah,
I'm a hard guy.
Hardest.
Then right after Kukwa, we had General Intatia.
You mean after Afi and?
Right after Afi and Zoo, we had General Intatia, the comedian.
Yeah.
I've taken meat pie and coke as payments before. That episode was funny, Charlie. And General is still calm, still humble, still has his eye on the prize, and you could see, very, very down.
But I think all season he was the one guest that surprised me or shocked me the most.
Right.
The depth to him, I didn't expect. I didn't know the guy from Adam.
Yeah.
But, comedian, when he gave his background a little, if you are prejudiced or like stereotypical, but when he started like talking, I'm like, man, there's so many layers to this guy, but the depth to him too. Very profound guy. So check that episode out. That guy was a star. Oh, it's a star.
Yeah.
It's a star. Yeah.
Then on May 24th, or May 24, like they say, morning 3 people and traveling with voice. Kafui Day.
Oh,
Shout. That's one of my favorite episodes too. Kafui Day came through for us. It was very, very hard getting him on the podcast.
Yeah, Charlie.
Because
person of his stature, sometimes it's hard to.
It was very hard, but once he came through, at a point he nearly cried.
Yeah, and he gave us some good tips, but he was very raw. He was real
very
raw.
Very raw. And he enjoyed our palm wine too, Charlie.
Nice.
Yeah. And the following week, giving birth at 17, relationships, lifestyle, and Cantamanto. Shouts to Fafa, our girl.
What up, Faf? What up, Fa?
One of the best performing podcasts, at the beginning of that episode, I didn't know where the conversation was going because
she's a star.
Yeah, but
I could feel it.
Yeah, but
the way she was answering the questions, I'm like, this thing is gonna be a hit.
Yeah,
because she's loaded with her answer, but it's short.
Yeah, very. Charlie. Shout out to Fafa, Charlie. We hope to have you one day again on this podcast.
I go comment for in real talk plenty, bro. I don't know say Biam. We post up.
Anyway, Charlie.
Yeah.
Shout out to Fafa who came episode 11 was, held down by Fafa. And for the last episode of season 4 was with EL about his life now.
Lummy.
Bar 7 plus more, Charlie.
The one and only Lummy, man.
Yeah, Charlie. Shouts to EL,
Yeah, people love that episode as
well.
well.
Your episode nearly didn't happen because of Doomsaw.
So, yeah.
But you still came through after several tries.
And I think it was it was a good cap off for the season.
Yeah. It was dope. EL came through. Very, very
Candid.
dope. very candid. You asked some really deep questions, and I thought he was gonna say, "Yeah, I don't want to talk about this," but yeah, he went in for us. Shout out to EL, and so 12 episodes for season 4, 12 episodes for season 5 too. And Charlie, Fred, what are you expecting for season 5?
Man, so far what we're packing
is dope.
We've been on a run. You know, when Jay-Z recorded the Blueprint, he did, at some point, he did 9 songs in 2 days because he was just on that tear. And I feel like you and I, we've been having active conversations about our style of interviewing, what the content of the interviewing is.
Yeah.
And we've never really sat down to do some like scientific method. But I think those conversations, that's how I feel. I don't know how you feel, so you can tell me. But I feel like those conversations have led us to become better in ways that we don't realize. And with this, the way we've been going at it, I feel like we're in a zone where when people come, we are not rehearsed, but we are on point.
Yeah.
And we're not like, we're staying on what we want to stay on, and we're doing it the right way. So I'm excited for season 5, man. Guys, Charlie, you've been with us this long. This is the time to, tighten your belt and even jump further deeper with us, because we ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, we are not going anywhere.
We're right here to stay.
When we've had, imagine season 1 was like 22 episodes, season 2, 22 episodes. That is 44.
Season
3
we did 19. I think so, 19 or 20.
So imagine the guests who have passed through the podcast. Over 50 unique guests. That's crazy.
More than,
over 50.
Shout out to Abna, by the way. I told you about her. This
Abna who?
She's a lawyer.
Yeah.
And she loves the podcast so much.
Shout Abna,
when she found out about us, she's refused to skip an episode.
That's dope.
She's been going episode from season 1.
We need more people like Abna
Charlie,
in our lives. Supporters like her.
And she subscribed and all of that.
Shout out to Abna. Shout out to everybody who
is supporting us.
You have been with us from day one, or you even joined in the middle, or even joined yesterday.
Those of us who come up to us and make me especially feel very shocked as well. We appreciate you still.
Yeah,
Charlie, come and collect the love. Me, I know be flexer. So
Charlie.
So long as it's on a respect tip, we're cool. Yeah.
I mean, for you spoke about like our interview, style. I think the way we are doing it, like I would say, and I've spoken to you about it, that I wish we could prep a little bit more. But I also feel that would also like put us in an envelope, like put us in a box in some kind of way.
You know how I think maybe we can better prep is more research material about the guest.
Yes,
that would be the potent thing.
We should. I think
more
once we
material.
know the guest, we should just do our in the individual.
Because I try to ask questions about people every now and then, and even EL, I asked I tried to ask Bay and things. No one, because it's not their show, no one is really invested in giving you some nuggets like that. So maybe they just don't have anything to share. But I would love to do some more research, because I love when you throw curveball questions at them and they're surprised, the joy. But also to get more intricate with the episode, because at the end of the day, ultimately the fans are who we're thinking about. We want to give them as much as we can out of the guest, right?
So guys, for season 5, we are about to go in with the talk, with the discussions, with the convos. Season 5 will also be 12 episodes. And Charlie, nothing is changing. We are just getting better and better, and we want you to help us do this by just sharing and subscribing.
I'm looking forward to hopefully maybe one episode of season 5. Let it be a topic-driven discussion.
I mean,
centered around something.
I think we should have an episode where
maybe one or two talking heads will come. Maybe we just chop them up.
We should have. I think I have an idea. I have an idea. Later on talk. we'll talk about it. Charlie, so guys, without further ado, it's a wrap. There's the wrap up for season 4. And Charlie, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell their mothers to check out the podcast, because we've been doing this for almost 2 years, and
it's live, man.
Yeah,
it's live.
And yeah, so Charlie.
And we love doing it for you.
Yeah, guys. Charlie, guys, we are out the F More Let's Divide podcast. Fred,
Praka.
we are through.